All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching Morning Cafe. It's Relationship Wednesday. We are going towards Valentines, and it's just 48 hours away. And as TV47, we want to ensure that you also celebrate this day the best way we possibly can. So all you need to do is this. Join the fun by sharing your love story with us. Tag TV47 across all social media platforms. Use the hashtag #PicturePerfectLove at TV47 and the most likes for a chance to get amazing prizes. So this campaign runs from this February 12th, that is today, all the way to February 14th. And 3 winners will be chosen daily. Sponsored by TV47 and 2 Rivers, the winners will receive various prizes, including cash awards, movie tickets, luxury perfumes from the perfume store that is at 2 Rivers, and a ticket to the Valentines R&B dinner. So don't let this fantastic opportunity pass you by, but even as you prepare to do so, we invite you to be part of our discussion today, which is, does love or Valentines, is it only for men or women? And of course, send in your views on the number on your screen. Call in as well. We'll be more than excited to hear from you in regards to the conversation that we are having. And we have Judith Ngereshi, wellness advocate, who is here in studio with us, as well as Tonui Dennis, Perez Corazon, and John Dennis Waweru. Good to have you in studio, ladies and gentlemen. I just want us to start from this point, to set the basis of the conversation. Judy, are you for Valentines or not? Do you support this, by the way?
I think love should be celebrated. It's just that Valentine's kind of highlights it in a much more way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do?
Yes, absolutely.
Tonui, what's your take? Are you for Valentine's?
Yes. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity actually to engage in this conversation.
Yeah.
And for me, the Valentine, as it sounds, I believe in it because I believe in love.
Okay. Love to hear it. Corazon, do you support Valentine's?
Yes, I support Valentine. And thank you for another chance again. Love, 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 love.
Love, love, love. Lover girls.
Yes.
Dennis, where do you stand? You are very big on expectations.
Yes.
So do you support Valentine?
No.
You don't?
No, because every day ought to be Valentine's Day. Don't need to create or set aside a day to remind someone of how much you allegedly love and care for them. Because if you do, it manifests in itself.
Yeah.
Any day, any time. You celebrate each other without, you don't need a day set aside to celebrate each other.
All right.
Yes.
And when we're talking about every day should be Valentine's Day, Judy, I want to bring you in with this. When now exactly do you now make somebody feel special if you make them feel special every day? I get the point that it should be every day, you know, but there are special days. Let's say we have birthdays, we have anniversaries, we have small things that you do celebrate with your partner, okay? But ni siku gani ile that you're setting aside to say that, let me show my partner that this is a different day. I'm excited or I'm happy to have you in my life. Judy.
Just like birthdays, Valentine is just one special occasion that we get to celebrate love on a much more bigger scale, on a much more bigger scope. Because really, it's like when you forget someone's birthday, they take offense. So if you forget a Valentine's, you're in a relationship with someone. And then we also have very busy lives. We have very busy schedules. So when you just spare that day to do something out of the world, it really goes a long way. Because for us, especially for us as women, we are very sentimental people. And we value small gestures. And in fact, the bigger the better. Because now these are the days we expect you to go out of your way to do something significant. It's memorable. And while we celebrate love every single day, having it on that specific day counts for something. Because it's just like, when you're planning for your anniversary, it's a single day in a year. So you just plan something big. You go all out, basically. You really go all out to show your significant other or the person that you love that, you know, I do love you, I've been showing you this every day, but for this special occasion, I just want to blow it up to make it much more special and symbolic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tonoi, what's your take on that? Do you think Valentine's should be an everyday thing? Well, it does make sense. But now, in line with the question that I'm asking, at what point or which day do you set aside to celebrate your significant other?
Okay, thank you once again. From point of view of my side is that, you know, Valentine is just set aside, just the way it has been put to be 14th of February. It was not situated just by a single person. Just that this is the day to celebrate those people we love. But this is also to remind us, we are remembering the father of Valentine, the Saint Valentine himself, who actually was willing to actually give his life in pursuit of love. And that is actually, it is very impressive, and it makes us to feel like we need to celebrate this day in a special way. And in other ways, many people tend to give out gifts, but it should be accompanied by genuine love. Yes.
So, Corazon, do you think that the 14th of February and Valentine's is the time where now we put our relationships to test in terms of defining our roles in each other's lives?
Not really. Like the way we are saying, like every day should show that you love someone. It's not a specific day. That's by doing something, buying gifts on Valentine's, it will symbolize that you love that person, that partner, that friend genuinely. Because sometimes you can buy a gift just like by the way to show off, maybe on social media, or to impress the other party. But in the real sense, there's no love. But doing things, small things every single day, even just word of affirmation to your partner. Small things, not a must to be a gift or physical things, but every day should be like a Valentine's Day.
Sweet words.
Yeah, sweet words every single time.
All right. Dennis.
Yes.
Now that you're saying Valentine's should be an everyday thing, which is very good, by the way. But my question is, do you think now with how society now, things are, social media, how Valentine's imepewa sana kipaumbele, you know, do you think that now this is the time in this current day and age that people have put Valentine's as a day to put our relationships to test?
That is actually what is happening. That is why I'm so against this Valentine's thing. Because in as much as it is an anniversary or something to symbolize the beauty and elegance of what you have built together, it takes the personal out of it. You know, you can't compare Valentine's to a birthday. A birthday is yours. It's that one date you have that is unique to you, and something happened to you at that time. An anniversary, it's a marker of your whatever relationship you have. So it's very personal. But you see, with Valentine's, it is universal. At that time, people are all expected to do the same thing. And that is bringing a lot of pressure to conform to these expectations, you know. And I've said it, I think, in previous settings, that you find that this is the time when people are fighting battles that they don't even know about. Wengine wamepewa off kutoka today. Today, people have been given off. Some phones are not ringing. Some have gone for retreat somewhere, and so on and so forth, you know. Because there's that pressure to conform, you know. And you say, we talk about it being symbolic, to symbolize how we relate with other people, you know, how we celebrate them and love them. But do we really, you know? And does the observance or lack of this holiday imply that I do not have that feeling? You know, does it? So sometimes it's giving people a lot of pressure out here. People are taking loans. I was actually listening to some statistics somewhere of some lenders, and they say this is the time this is the time that they are working much, yeah, because everyone is taking loans. And you're taking loans to impress this person who is interested in you. But when the interest ends in this person, or when this person's interest ends in you, will that loan end? Will that loan's interest end? The loan's interest will still be there. So,
Judy, this pressure to impress, is it only on the men or women as well?
I feel like a lot of the pressure is usually on women, because it's the women that put expectations for what the men are supposed to meet in their lives. But I would want to disagree with him in regards to the pressure, because this is the thing about life. I usually tell people, you understand your significant other. In the relationship that we are in, whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic, is you know the person that you're attracting. So there is no way you will tell me that you've been in a relationship with someone for 4 years consistently, and then you expect this person to make you bring heaven on earth. Honestly, it is not practical, it is not feasible. So for me, the only pressure I feel, it's like Christmas, really, because it's a universal thing. Who pressures you to do things in Christmas? You make a choice to go and take that loan so that you go to Shags to show off. The same thing with Valentine's, because if you will go out of your way to take a loan, something that you know genuinely you're not able to repay that money, number one. And number two is because you want to. Relationships are actually about impressing one another, because that is what we keep doing every single time. When you dress well, it's because you want to impress your significant other. If you're going on a date, you want to show off. So it's always about impressing. But the thing is, to what limit? Because if you cannot understand, like for example, I do not expect my significant other, quote unquote, to go out of their way to get me gold. I will expect flowers, for sure. I will expect a bottle of wine, maybe a date or something, but I will not expect realistically for them to go out of the ordinary to get me something that I genuinely know. First, they are not capable of getting, or they are not in a position to do. So for
just
us,
hold on to that, Judy. We
have
have a caller. David, how are you? Good morning. David is calling us from Thika.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Talk to us.
It's a good day. It's a good topic. For me, I'd like to look at it differently.
Okay.
It's not I am expecting something from her, and she's expecting something from me.
Okay.
I should be doing it like an everyday thing. But on this day, I should at least make it special, because at the end of the day, I do these things daily.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So what do I do on this day? Now, unlike the normal chores that we do,
okay.
She wakes up, she goes to the kitchen to make me breakfast, may wake up, get into the bathroom and shower.
All right.
I like to do it differently. Today, I'd like me as a man to take up her roles.
Oh.
And maybe her take up my roles. It doesn't mean that she takes up my role whereby maybe to doing the manly thing, like maybe lifting the heavy things in the house. No. Doing the things that make her be a special woman in my life. Those are the kind of things that I'll do on that day.
Amazing, amazing, David. You know, they say with things like that, you will go to heaven straight. Have a good day.
It's all about making sure that I live to see the next day. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, have a good day.
Happy Valentines.
Happy Valentines.
All right, Judy, you were talking to us about how your expectations when you stay with someone for a very long time should not exceed how much you know this person.
Yes. In fact, I like what David has said, because you see, ordinarily, it's the women that do the things in the house. So you can imagine on that special day, this person has gone out of their way to wake up very early, make breakfast for his lady, probably even serve her in bed. As in, it is a small things. In fact, for me, I am hoping that people do not expect just the big things, the out of this world stuff, but just the small gestures that just go to show you that you're extra special. You have been special every day, but on this, on this day, I just want to take something a little bit from your cup, from your table, to be able to just do something that you'd not expect that person to do. So I think that counts for something, and it really goes a long way. So we need to manage our expectations. Let's just not, I cannot expect the way my relationship runs to be the same way her relationship works or his. We need to find a balance. You need to know your person. You need to know, both of you, what are your objectives? Where are you headed? Once you understand that, it makes the relationship much more easier.
But you also brought in the aspect of social media, Corazon, but why is it that even in this day and age, bado we tunapeana pressure social media? You know, like you're allowing somebody else to give you pressure about their love. You know, Sai, we've seen a lot of women buying these flowers for themselves, they're gifting themselves. So do you think at this time it should also be a reason as to why mtu ana feel pressured, knowing that your flower unaona somebody has posted, she could have bought it for herself?
Okay. Okay, modern relationships emphasizes on mutual respect and responsibility. So meaning both genders should participate actively on making the other person feel loved and celebrate the other person. Not like long time ago when you expect a man to be doing these things. Like traditionally, Valentine came from like a man doing something for a woman. The way the martyr wrote a letter before to the prosecutor's daughter, a love letter. So it's like doing something for a woman back then, but right now, most ladies are empowered, and the experience of others, most ladies learned from those experiences. So you'll find sometimes there's no need. If you have your own money as a lady, you don't force it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just make yourself happy by buying the small things. Don't expect from someone, maybe he will disappoint you, maybe she will disappoint you. Just make yourself happy.
Yeah, okay. Tonoi, do you feel this pressure as a man to impress your woman from where you're sitting?
From where I sit, it is normal to have a pressure as a reaction. But then it should not exceed the expectation. Just the way she said, as partners, you need to understand each other. It has not to be a transactional issue whereby we bring in the issue of being materialistic in a way. You need to, as individual level, we need to accept and appreciate what we have and celebrate what we have on our table, irrespective of the weight of the gift. Or people express feelings in different ways. So I'm urging my fellow men not to fear this day. Just position yourself and actually lay down the strategies on how you make your woman to be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That is a very good point. And Dennis, you know, I've seen on social media some men say, they tell women, sana Twitter, that women, Valentine's is not Women's Day, all right? So do you as men feel less hard in seen during Valentine's?
Do we as men feel less hard and seen during Valentine's?
Yes.
Okay. I think your visibility, for the better part of it, your visibility or relevance during that period of time comes with the role you choose to play during that time. You know? And I'm speaking from a point of view, those of us that are still in trial basis. You know?
Okay.
Yes, people who hatujafika finals bado, tuko huko knockout.
Okay.
So you find that the role that you choose to play at that time, or how relevant you it shapes how relevant you'll become at that time, how relevant you'll be seen. You know, the people who choose to express words of affirmation, you know, writing, they can become columnists in some newspaper because of how eloquent they are. And someone who chooses an action, those two people are put in two different levels. Okay, so visibility basically is based on the role you play to that person and also how that person views you, you know, because again, these are offers. The offers are there in the market, you know. This one offers this, this one offers this, this one offers this, and they're all happening on the same day, you see. So even as a person, you have to prioritize. There's this person, you just say, oh, thank you, and it's some emoticons there. And then there's this person who will actually show up for, you know. And then there's someone who you'll reply to next week. So visibility goes down to the role you play and maybe the relevance you have in this person's life.
All right. You're still in the talking stage, and we respect that failed trial and error stage. But Corazon, I want to come back to you with that particular question. Do you feel like during Valentine's Day, we women are more celebrated as compared to men?
Okay. Most ladies, they love showing their love through giftings. It's not specific about a man, but you can find even in Valentines, there's Galentines.
Yes.
Like, they've changed it. It's not all about romance. It can be friendships. So, like, ladies love something to show. Yeah, this is what I love. They love gifts, most ladies. They love, just tell them something sweet. But for men, maybe, you can tell him, I love you. 50-50, that gift, hata ichukulia kama something special. But you know, for a girl or a lady, ataona this is something special to me.
Yeah.
So, like, it has shifted. Nowadays, it's not all about my man. Nowadays, it's about my girlfriends, yes, my teammates.
I agree.
Yeah, so nowadays, the Valentine thing is a bit changing. So it's not all about men and women. It's about friends mostly.
Yeah.
Because back then, watu wameona, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yes, mtaendana na vitu ziko social media, mfanyani vitu. But at the end, that's not you. Ama kitu yenye wewe mwenye amekufanyia, it was just to please you that day. But afterwards, si kitu poa.
Yeah. Naona Dennis ana disagree na wewe, but we'll be getting to him later to hear why. But Tonui, Corazon has mentioned something about men mostly, you don't appreciate it as much, yeah? So what do you men really want during Valentine's Day? How would you know, your significant other, akifanya nini, you will feel very much loved, very much heard, very much seen?
Okay, you know, as a man, the expectations as a man from a woman need to be treated well. Since you have done a lot in making sure you protect this person, you provide for this person, and you ensure that everything that is pertaining love, you have tried to affirm. But then, in relation to how it has to be, when you say who to be celebrated, I know you channeled me to talk about us men. But in traditional interpretation of Valentine, actually both man and woman have to be celebrated equal.
Yes.
Because all of us bring everything on our table. I mean, we all participate in building this relationship. But the question shouldn't be who should be celebrated, actually. You know, the young generation of the age have to invest, actually, you have to invest not only in social worth, but also in emotional intelligence. Yes.
Judy, commercialization of love in general and Valentine's as well, do you think it has contributed to unrealistic expectations from both men and women?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we've made love seem like it's just a thing you can decide to get into and to get out of. Because I feel like we've lost the value and the respect for what really that institution of love is. Because love ideally is supposed to be constant, it's supposed to be continuous, it's supposed to be respectful, regardless of how you feel about someone. And I tell people, you need to establish friendship before you even get into the romantic bit. Why I say that is because even when you fall out with that person, they will have some semblance of respect towards you. And that really changes everything. But because we have commercialized it so much, it has become actually so transactional that these days we even tell people shamelessly that as long as someone doesn't have money, we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And it beats the purpose of why you remove the person from that situation and then you put dollar signs, you put Kenya shilling signs. It's a very sad place to be in. And I hope that as time progresses, we get to go back to really where the basics are, which is having that conversation, having a connection, having compatibility, and just being able to be in a space that you can be vulnerable to someone without you worrying that it will be used against you. So it has been commercialized, and it's really sad, and I hope that as the years go by, things keep changing. And unfortunately, because of the social media, I don't think it will change, because now we look at it from a perspective that, for example, there's this celebrity couple that is doing XYZ. Now you start putting pressure on your person. I want. And you might even find probably they don't own the things that they have. Either it's given or they are ambassadors for that thing. And so we lose the purpose of why I keep saying you need to know your person. Basically, it centers to you understanding who you're with and why you're with that person.
Yes. So, you know, that brings me to this point where it's like an identity crisis. We do not know if we want to show love in the modern way or the traditional way. So would you say that, of course, the momentum has changed in the manner of which we talk about Valentine's Day. But do you really see us going back to the days where love was just love, you know?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm saying this with a lot of love, because especially this young generation, the Gen Zs have a very interesting way of looking at life. Let me tell you, if something doesn't make sense, they are out the door. And you will find like a relationship can last 2 weeks. And for you, if it doesn't make sense, and for in this case, the sense is there provision? Am I getting monetary value? Am I getting my way? Because mostly it's not really anything significant. It's not, this person doesn't respect me, they don't listen to me, they don't pay attention. It is they don't give me what I want. I am not having my way. So I'm out the door. So I don't think it will get there. Life is changing, and it's changing so fast. And now we are living in a very delusional era where you sit and you watch what is happening either on social media or even just within your circle, and you want to compare yourself with the people that you hang around with. So it's also, we get to a place where we need to be very cautious and we need to practice discernment, because sometimes we can really get very delusional. So I don't think we'll get there. Things will get more complicated before we find our way back.
Technology is here to stay.
Yes.
Dennis, you know, I asked Tonui here what men really want, and I love that you're also here to give us your opinion on that. What would you say men really want? I'll ask the ladies as well that question.
Okay. I think I can't really speak for everyone, but Judith here is dispensing wisdom, and she has talked about how we are drifting from an idealistic perspective to more of a materialistic perspective. But also we have a problem in learning people, you know. And this is what I'll say is a challenge. You know, men or people who love men in their relationship setting spend very little time learning them. You know, you don't really know what this person is like. Like, nikikutoa hapa nikupeleke mahali, how will I make this experience fulfilling to you? You know, that is what we do. You know, we sit down and spend a lot of time learning about how I will make your life better. I can do this to you, and this and this and this and this, and the day will be fulfilling. But people spend very little time knowing how they'll make our day fulfilling. You see? And sometimes they try to think of it from their own perspective rather than from the other person's perspective. What do we like? You know, it's not, it doesn't mean that because you got me something or you wrote me something or you told me something that you haven't told me in 365 days that I will start to believe it. You know, so sometimes it's very important to sit down and learn this person. You know, I've told you, I'm speaking from what wako knockout stage huko. It is very important, such that if you know that this person is a very big supporter of Kaleka team, I don't want to say which one. You'll know, if I do this for him, it's something he'll remember, it's something he'll celebrate. You see, because celebrating a person is celebrating them how you know them. And something else that has been said here, I'd want to echo, is people are different, you know. So spend time learning this person. Don't learn about them. Don't learn about men. Learn about that particular man.
And you know, we're talking about learn about this particular man, but you know, men have this culture of not communicating, and we've had that conversation over and over again. And I remember one time you were here and I asked who is silencing the men. So if we're talking about learn that person, and men are people who are not known to open up, to say what they feel, how they feel, what they actually want, then now how do we now get to the point where, as a lady, I appreciate you in a manner that, in your own love language? Tonui.
I think it is just the way you have put it, it is an encouragement to men that they need to speak up. They need to be authentic in their actions. And this is what makes now men to undergo pressure because of the, you know, they just want to be men. Yeah. They don't want to say, I don't have. Yes. That's an element of honesty. That one, that person, I know many people now, many men now, just the way Dennis said, people will start borrowing what? Money. But that people in quotes are men. Yes. And ladies will never go to borrow loan easily. Yes.
Judy, is it true? Women, we don't borrow money for Valentine's? I think we do.
In this day and age, men, some people will even sell their mother's kidneys to do these things because the social pressure is so real. And I just want to double down a little bit from what Dennis said. The thing is, we get into relationships and we focus on trying to make that person what we think they should be, as opposed to learning who they really are and what they mean to us. And in this case, men don't communicate a lot by their words, but their actions sure them speak loud. We need to pay attention. Yes. When you pay attention, you are able to understand this man doesn't like A, he doesn't like B. And that is the thing I usually say, you set the tone for your relationship from the very beginning. You teach people how to treat you, including men. Because if you do not communicate this, women, we can create things in our head and we will make you think that you promised us. Yeah. And that is just the reality of life. And we are, every single human being, we are manipulative in nature. And how we manipulate people is we want things to work our way. So we will make you think that that is how things are supposed to be done. And when you stay with someone for so long, you kind of rub off your energy on them. And you will start behaving, you will start mimicking something from your friends, and the same case for you now, like them mimicking something from you. So I tell people, like Dennis has rightfully said, learn to read people and don't just listen to what they're saying. Look at what they're doing. Pay attention to the action.
But Judy, you know, you're talking about men speak using what? Action. Yes. But you know, women also speak using action, because I was listening to something and they were saying that usually women, we don't say what we want. Utapata, I'm just giving you hints like, wow, this dress is very beautiful. Wow, this shoe is very beautiful. But you'll find that when you do this, these men sometimes, they don't get it. They don't get you what you want. And they say you did not communicate, you did not say it. So I feel like there's sort of a double standard there. Both are not communicating properly as they should.
I'll tell you something I learned from my therapy sessions is you must always articulate what you want. Yes. Like life is about clearly articulating what you want. And I tell women, we are so, that's what I'm saying, we are emotionally manipulative in nature. We tell you no when we really mean yes. And we'll tell you yes when we don't want something. And then we'll start acting funny, we'll start doing things that are contrary to what we are saying. So you as a man, you go out of your way to start thinking, like unajaribu ku apply every single thought you can in the book to figure out what is wrong with her, what did I do? We need to stop that thing of making people create assumptions and articulate what we really want. And I tell women, tell that man, if you love shoes, please make sure he understands you love shoes and what kind of shoes you love. And let me tell you, men are interesting beings. You know, men are pretentious. Men know, they hear, they understand, but if you don't clearly outline it, I can tell you for free, they will take you for a ride for as long as you're not communicating.
Until you communicate.
Yes. So for women, I tell women, please articulate your issues and articulate them very clearly. Tell someone, these are my boundaries. And the moment that boundary is broken, please make sure there are consequences so that it's clearly outlined. And the same case applies for men. Yeah. Because if you find a woman that is a spendthrift and then that man has not put some boundaries, you will have trouble.
Kitaeleweka.
Yes.
Corazon, do you think we as women expect so much from men, knowing that sometimes they don't actually know what they want themselves?
Okay. It's just like the question you've asked them. So every individual have their own preferences.
Yeah.
So you'll find your man, maybe he doesn't like gifts. You can buy that gift and you'll not take it as a special thing. Maybe if you buy maybe a PS, so, you know, just understand your other significant person. Just know what he wants or what she wants, what she loves doing, what she loves spending his time or her time in. Without even saying some words, you'll just know what other significant person wants. Yeah.
Now, Judy, talk to us about some of the meaningful ways we can now celebrate Valentine's beyond just the romantic gestures.
One of the major ways is communicating our feelings, having honest conversations. And I tell people, like, for me, my biggest advice this season is set that day out to look at your life, your relationship holistically. Have honest conversations. Have those uncomfortable conversations that you've not had. Talk to that. You know, sometimes people hurt us by their actions and they don't even realize it. And then you just keep quiet and you're like, he needs to know, he should understand, he needs to treat me better. Please, if you do not articulate your feelings, if you don't communicate them, how will the other person understand? And people need to sit down and start asking questions. Ask those hard questions. What do you see this relation? Where do you see this relationship going in the next XYZ? You have seen certain patterns, you've seen certain behaviors, maybe certain things don't sit well with you. Please have honest conversations, have honest and constant communication. Keep asking questions to your person. If, for example, if you are in the knockout stage, make sure you understand exactly what you want, what you can tolerate, what you cannot take, so that you have those communications, so that you have those conversations, you articulate them. Because I feel we are in a place where people need to be very honest with themselves. You are in a relationship that has been a cycle of toxicity and a lot of negative energy, and you're still there because you are afraid to leave. You have that fear of the unknown, and then you're thinking, I've invested in this relationship time, nini, I'm like thinking 3 years, akisiwezi toka, where will I start from? But maybe it's time when you sit and have those conversations, you will find that relationship no longer serves you. And there's one thing that we were lied to. We were told that you find someone that makes you happy. Yeah. My dear, if you're not happy yourself, how will someone else make you happy? If you cannot stomach your own shenanigans, why should someone else tolerate you? So we need to invest in, first of all, understanding our own selves. We need to be very self-aware. We need to be emotionally aware of our own selves. Mwambia watu, if you cannot call yourself out on your own BS, genuinely speaking, then you really can't be in a space where you expect someone else to tolerate you. So let's invest in just making ourselves happy first, so that we are able to exude that happiness. We are able to manifest it, and it becomes easy because we project what we are full of. And the moment you do not have self-love, you really don't have any love to give. Yeah. So for me, this season is just about having honest conversations, being in a place where you can call yourself out, and then you can sit and ask yourself, is this relationship worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Are we headed in the right direction? And if yes, what are the things that we need to concede? What are the things that we need to come to an agreement about, and then move forward from there? Yeah.
Dennis, I want to believe that even at one point, right now you say you're in the knockout stage, but I want to believe that even at one point you have had the opportunity to celebrate Valentines. And my question is, what are the things that maybe you noted or you're seeing right now about Valentine's Day that misses the point of love?
A lot. Firstly, you see, the problem with the chance to celebrate Valentines is it brings undue pressure, you know, and it brings undue pressure to make someone feel special. And the problem is, I may have my own ideas of making you feel special. Actually, for those people that know me, they know that I can do that and I can do that well, okay? But you find that they may not conform to what is regarded as standard, you know? So you find that those conversations of what are you doing, where are you going, how much, you know, all that. To me, that's what makes me feel is so wrong about what is happening.
Yeah.
Because if, for example, and this is actually someone, I used to be the type of, it's Valentine's, it's coming. So November, I've already started planning for February until I met someone who actually put me off that.
Yeah.
You know, just told me one simple thing. We don't celebrate the things that we are doing. We don't celebrate that place. We don't celebrate the flowers. We don't celebrate the gifts. We don't celebrate all that. We celebrate love, you know. And celebrating us, the time that we've been together, and all the challenges and the way we've grown, that is what should be most important. Therefore, if you're someone that values time, spending time is celebration enough. If you're someone that values words of affirmation, you know, encouragement here and there, oh, I celebrate you, and I admire this and this, or this milestone that we've achieved together, and so on and so forth. Doing that should be enough, because at the end of the day, it is love that is being celebrated. The rest are just expressions. And I think there is, in the previous segment, there is one newspaper that talks about the Tower of Babel, you know, where everyone is busy just trying to do something, but the message, there's a communication breakdown somewhere. The message is not getting to the other side. See, and that is what everyone is trying to do now. You know, you people are using Valentines to make amends. I know I did something, but I don't know what.
But we also have people who break up during Valentine's Day or immediately after Valentine's Day.
Or immediately before.
Judy.
Yes.
Before and after, what happens exactly?
When you understand your worth and someone is putting pressure on you that does not make any kind of sense to you, you walk away. And sometimes most people, and especially for men, because sometimes when you're not able to clearly communicate something, or how you're communicating is not being received properly, the best thing they do, because men usually respond with aggression. They don't, it's not like us. You see, when we are offended, we run our mouths so good. But for men, the case is not the same. So someone will weigh the options, and they will think holistically, probably, and just choose to walk away. And sometimes they will even leave without telling you anything.
Yes.
They will shut you out, and you will keep wondering what happened. So in situations like this, I usually tell women, just calm your pressure down, relax. Your person is not your friend's significant other. It boils down to really understanding who you are in a relationship with, why you are in that relationship, because this unnecessary pressure is really what gets people to very interesting places. I saw a story of a lady, I think it's either GOtv or something, and unfortunately that threw herself off building because of a message she read on the boyfriend's phone. And the thing is, when you don't understand your self-worth, when you lack emotional intelligence, when you lack self-love and that self-awareness, you will react to things that you should not even have business reacting to. Because, and really with due respect to her family, I tell women and men alike, if a relationship no longer serves you, please, it will cost you nothing to walk away. Just leave. Just leave. You will be hurt, you will feel pain, and you will feel pain for some time. You will doubt other people. If you can, get therapy, and it will help you in the long run. Yes.
So, Corazon, would you say that due to these breakups that come before or during or even after, immediately just after Valentine's, it's usually maybe the other person trying to run away from trying to impress or performing your duty, like to make your significant other feel loved?
Oh, you can find most instances, you'll find like umeweka tu mtu, umempangia tu siku yenye nikifanya hivyo ata feel hurt.
Yeah.
See easy random days. Maybe a day alikuwa ana expect you do something big.
Yeah.
You're just pretending all is well, but in the inside you're so hurt, you're just tired of that relationship, but you're waiting for that specific day that you know you will always remember, or she will always remember you.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll find most of the days they're just breaking up on those special occasions. But it's not all about they're running from expenses, doing things. No, you find it's just something that mtu amekuwa akifikiria for a long time.
Yeah.
Na amesha set hii siku atajua the real me na kwanga mtu aina.
Dennis, is that true? Do you people toroki expenses za Valentines? Okay.
Because you see, one of the things that happens is sometimes people feel good when they sacrifice, you know, and people sacrifice for what's important. If it's not important, you don't sacrifice for it. You won't prioritize it at all. Okay? So it's not the expenses that people run from. This one I agree with Corazon. It's not sacrifices, it's just something that boiled over. So you're like, okay, let just this be the end. Yeah. But
bringing it to an end, putting it to an end on Valentine's Day doesn't make sense at all.
That's the highest level of pettiness. I would have used a different word. It's the highest level of pettiness. This is what I usually say. Again, read patterns, read behavior. Because let me tell you, the more people change, the more they remain the same. There's something that you will always learn about that person. Look at the pattern, and the patterns are always there. Because life is not, while it's wavy, there's always a certain rough it reaches and it becomes very complicated. And we get to a certain age where people start behaving some type of way. And when you find someone like that, this is someone that really wants to hurt you at the peak of what really means something to you. And when you, those are seriously narcissistic people.
Yeah.
And most often than not, these are people that project their own insecurities on you because they want you to feel some level of pain for them to feel that gratification. So you read the patterns. If someone is behaving, and I'm telling you, the behavior will always show you. Because the moment that they do something, you will sit down and you're like, now by the way, he had actually shown me I wasn't paying enough attention. So I tell people, please pay attention. Because while people tell you things, the way they act will show you a whole lot different than what they say.
All right. Now the final question as we close. Of course, this is a question to all of us. Do you think Valentine's Day is overrated, Tunui?
Yes, it is overrated.
It is?
It is overrated.
Corazon?
I think it's overrated because it's being commercialized. It's making things seem so extraordinary, but it's just something out of the normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dennis?
It shouldn't even exist. Yeah.
It should not exist.
Yes, my stand has been the same since the show started. Valentine's, no, it's not. If you're supposed to show this person that they really matter to you, make it a point of doing that, regardless.
All right. Judy, what would you say? Is it overrated?
It's definitely overrated. And why it's overrated now is because there's too much sensationalism around it. And because of that, it has magnified it so big, it becomes like something that you have to actually spend money for it to make sense, which shouldn't be the case. And we live in an era where we duplicate things across the world. So I hope we will just get to a place where we focus on celebrating the people we care for as opposed to making that day materialistic. Yes.
All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That is Judy Ngereshi, wellness advocate. We have Tunui Dennis Perez Corazon and John Dennis Waweru for making time for this conversation on Valentine's Day. And of course, we had told our viewers to join in. There is a challenge in partnership with TV47 and to Rivers More. And how to join in the fun, just share your love story on social media platforms, tag TV47, and the hashtag to use is Picture Perfect Love at TV47. Now get the most likes for a chance to get amazing prizes, and these include cash prizes. We have movie tickets, luxury perfume from the perfume store, as well as a ticket to Valentine's R&B dinner. And TV47 will be announcing the winner every day for this challenge. It starts today and it ends on the 14th of February. Just a reminder as well, TV47, we have moved to channel 274 on DStv starting today. So catch us live on DStv channel 274. That brings us to the end of this conversation. Up next is a Tasty Wednesday. We are looking at ribeye steak. Stay tuned.